Right. And the commercial land play, as the name implies, if you have a mortgage, your current income stream should cover the mortgage, and then you have some upside. There's two ways that I can think of doing a covered land play. Is one is there's extra land, and another is just plain higher and better use may work. But another prime example, again, being in the mobile home park business, a lot of people are mom and pops, right? Covered land play was there, and I paid $1 million for it. I could have sold it for 600 or 700,000. Never, everybody that called me up wanted a deal. They wanted a great deal, right? It was when I filled it up, I had the extra 3.5 acres, and I had money with it. Instead of making 200 a month, let's make a lot of money per month. You know, I think I'll get into the data. I'm going to make 20,000 a month when completed, right? So go from 200 to 20,000. That's 100x, isn't it? Yeah. So anyway, 95%. I had the extra 3.5 acres. I got an appraisal done, and the extra NOI appraised out at $1.7 million, and then the extra 3 acres brought it to $3.2 million. The appraisal was probably a little bit generous on the land value, but I didn't complain, right? So I had
you actually got a good appraisal for once.
Yeah, I did. And there was a guy, he was a young, spry, 92-year-old dude. He lived in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and he had built the park himself probably 40 years ago. And he was renting the spaces, 25 spaces, for $225, and the market rent was $425. You don't want to go in there and bust them up and kick them all out and start renting for $425. You got to spruce them up a little bit, put a gate around them, put some asphalt on the road, clean up the place. And I could have picked that property up. The problem with picking that property up was the banks thought they were ugly. So you need to find some syndication, some private money aspects, right? Picked it up for could have picked it up for 800 or 850,000, and I could have added $750,000 to the value by just jacking the rent up from 225 even to just 400. You know, and it cost $6,000 to move a mobile home park, and they spent $200,000 for those RVs. They got to have a place to park them. And also, the other nice thing about where I am, I'm about 8 miles south of Texas A&M University, Kyle Field, and the subdivisions are new there. They are on water line and a septic, so they're third of an acre. There's plenty of room to put an RV in there. There's also have best of both worlds. And they have all these fancy demographic studies and I just said, hey, there's an elementary within 2 or 3 miles. Boom, I'm doing it, right?
And then the RV storage a little bit more, and it's fascinating, all the details of the different things for these, like for boats.
Yeah, and there's really so many different subsets you could do there. I mean, you have climate controlled self-storage, non-climate controlled self-storage. You have open air parking. You have 3 variations of a covered RV storage. You have a canopy, which, as the name implies, it's like just one side is covered. Then you have a covered RV storage, which you've got 10 units there, and you've got covered on 3 sides and on the top. And then you have the one that's very easy to explain. It's enclosed, right? So you have 4 sides enclosed, and you have a door, a 12-foot by 12-foot door. And those get facts on you for ROI here, guys, is that I'm getting, with electric, I'm getting $215 for a covered RV spot. And with electric enclosed, I'm getting $3.25. It's $110 times 12. What is that? It's $1,300 or $1,400 annually, right? And it costs me
per door.
Yeah, that's right. And it cost me $5,000 extra. $1,300 divided by 5,000. That's
so
pretty
you'd be
good.
covered in 3.5 years or so. That is not a bad ROI.
Not a bad ROI. I put a plan together. The covered RV storages that I put there before, they were 12.5 feet apart. So you had one that was 12.5 feet, another 12.5 feet, two would go there, and you'd have a piece of metal purling there, right? So I made the decision to make them 15 feet apart. I can make them both ways, right? So originally I put in 30 new RV spots, right? And I was gonna make 25 covered and 5 enclosed, but the demand for enclosed is so much, I'm getting 5, actually getting 6 more. I'm gonna have 10 total enclosed self-storages